Hey, welcome back to Vox Terra. Well, welcome to Vox Terra with me, Matt, and me, Rusty. The show's purpose it is to get people to focus on the long-term survival of the species for their political priority instead of just banging their fist down on the table about hot-button social issues. What's on for today? Today, heat waves. Oh gosh, Matt, it's been powerful hot lately. I don't know if I can take much more of it. It has been, Rusty. Historic, deadly, raging heat waves, yet the media only in passing connects the dots back to climate change, formerly called global warming. I don't hear it covered that way too often now that you mention it. Oh, and one more thing. Do we have any special guests on today? Who's coming on? Well, Rusty, today's mostly me and you, but to spice things up a bit, Slippy, one of the front puppets for the reckless elements of the business community, will be popping in on occasion to disrupt. Drill, baby, drill. Mega. 1. Overall global temperatures are hotter. We've shown that many times on this show, and we've linked to the NASA website. Approximately 1.8 Fahrenheit since the 1880s. 2, the oceans are hotter. Not just the atmosphere, but the oceans. So obviously, there is less cold to go around. Okay, this is not complicated. Do not get intimidated when you talk about it. There is less cold to go around. It just stands to reason. If the planet's overall hotter, then sure, we're going to get more heat waves. In fact, it says it right here on this link we provided you at globalchange.gov, one of the very underreported articles put out by the U.S. government. In the U.S., heat wave frequency and length are increasing. The Arctic has been heating up more than the rest of the planet. As you may have seen at the NASA website, Arctic sea ice is in retreat, glaciers are in retreat. So you have not just less cold to go around with that melting ice and the heating Earth, but the Arctic is heated up more than the rest of the planet. And I think we said why that's important before, but let's just get it out there again so the folks can remember it. The reason why that's important, the Arctic is heating up more than the rest of the planet, is this is messing up the jet streams, or the very circulation of the Earth's atmosphere. It also could threaten the Gulf Stream. How does that work? As the poles have heated up more than the rest of the planet, the circulatory pull between cold to hot or pole to equator is getting weaker. The jet streams are now operating in a strange fashion. Okay, they are wobbly and they are also sluggish. So that means now we can get hot air pouring up from the tropical regions. We can get cold air pouring down from the polar regions. And things are generally becoming less predictable, less stable, and worse, these weather patterns can linger and linger. So when the heat wave comes, it can stay and stay.
Wait, fossil fuel burning has nothing to do with the increasing heat of the earth and the destabilization of the climate. You can burn billions and billions of tons annually and add it to the atmosphere, and then it won't do a thing. It won't change anything. How could it? How's it possible? Billions of tons and billions of millions of tons of carbon and methane. It won't do anything. Drill, baby, drill. Open the Arctic.
We hear that kind of argument a lot online, like solar minimum and solar flares and all of it just to the Earth's heating, but it's nothing to do with climate change. Or they say it's not heating. Now they're saying both things. I can't even keep it straight. We do, Rusty, and we've cited this to NASA, that it's all the increased carbon emissions from fossil fuels. It's right here on globalchange.gov. Okay, fossil fuels, carbon, methane, these are greenhouse or heat trapping gases, which is why they used to call it the greenhouse effect. That's what they do. They trap heat. And even if somehow does not believe they're heat trapping gases, then just tell that person, even if it's possible, that you can dump billions of tons of fossil fuels in the atmosphere every year and it will not change the atmosphere, even if that's somehow possible, the processing, mining, drilling, extraction, refining of oil, gas, and other fossil fuels produces volumes of toxic wastes. This is one of the most richest, powerful industries on the planet. That is why we do not hear about this issue much in the media and never have, even when global warming was just a mere twinkle in its mother's eye. And we environmentalists were concerned about air quality, lung cancer, and things of that nature coming from the burning of fossil fuels. That's why we wanted renewables long before we were concerned about global warming. So we do not hear about it for that reason, because this is a very powerful industry and it has advertising dollars within the media. They also have paid for denial by sources like the Koch brothers. We will link to desmog.com, which highlights those sources of funding from people like the Koch brothers and ALEC, or American Legislative Exchange Council. They now wrap their arguments in what I call, and I'm sorry to say it, put it this way, false patriotism, claiming that people trying to cut back on pollution are part of some type of a conspiracy. Please remember the line that Mark Twain said, patriotism is the last refuge of the scoundrel. Please keep in mind the vast resources that the fossil fuel industry has at its disposal. Well, I think that's all for today's show. Yes, I hope this show has helped you articulate how simple global warming, or climate change now called, and the very no-brainer of increased heat waves are, and that you can explain it to others easily. And in the meanwhile, please subscribe to Spread the News. Please share. Please click the notification button so you know when we put out a new video. And comment. If you've got any criticism, especially helpful, constructive criticism, more than welcome. Supportive comments are welcome. It can be a thankless job being a climate activist. And until next time, peace be with you. Peace be with you.